have that so we don't
Right on. So don't wear this shirt to the gig. Got
to
it.
the gig, right?
Got it.
Absolutely.
You want me to stand up?
All right. Now you can sit.
Okay.
That's fine. Fine. Can you talk in that mic for me?
Here it is. 1, 2. This
There
is
we
my
go.
talking voice. This is my. Every now and then it'll go up, but most of the time it stays about right here.
That's a pretty talking voice. All right. Well, we are hanging out with the one and only Pat Green in our ranch studio today, who is going to be playing Billy Bob's Texas for the first time, probably Saturday night, right? How many times has it been now?
This is my first time since 1998.
Yeah, so 25 years. Now this year, the Live at Billy Bob's folks started coming out with this, where they're going to highlight an album every week. The Live at Billy Bob's albums, the 25th anniversary, and
That's
of course, number one was you.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you remember?
I started recording music in 1995,
Mm-hmm.
my first record. But Billy Bob's came to me and said, "Hey, we're going to try this out." And I was kind of a young upstart,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew that that I wasn't going to sell a lot of tickets, but they knew also that Billy Bob's, just every night at Billy Bob's, there's a couple thousand people.
Right.
Well, we got kind of lucky that night, and there's about 3,500 people. And we recorded this show, and I was so excited and nervous. I mean, and if you really listen to it, you can tell, like, my voice was not only young,
Mm-hmm.
but inexperienced, and I didn't really know how to work a crowd. I didn't know.
Was there a crowd? That's the
Yeah,
question.
that's what I say. Don't get me wrong. There might have been a lot of tickets that they gave away at the door. Oh, come on in. But and I'm fine with that, man.
Right.
I loved the night. I loved the experience of hearing my voice being recorded on a stage.
Yeah.
With the crowd. And
Mhm.
nowadays, bands don't put out live albums. It's just kind of
It's rare, and it's
it's really rare. More often than not, they're just sitting in front of their computer singing a song.
right. Yeah,
It's
it's hard to run an auto tune through a live feed too.
yeah. There's
You
no
know.
doubt about
Yeah, there's
that.
some of that.
But Smith Music Group and Billy Bob's, Billy Minnick and Pam Minnick and Robert Gallagher and Marty Travis. I mean, everybody in there kind of, not only that night we all got on the same boat, and
Mhm.
they have always been there for me. Those people have treated me with the most respect I've ever had in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I keep coming back to Billy Bob's. And I got to ride the big train for a little while. When I was on RCA and
Mhm.
BNA and Universal, and got to be on these big tours. But Billy Bob's was always home.
And that's what you always hear from artists, is how well Billy Bob's takes care of the artists that are playing there. And that's such a, it's sad to say, it's almost a rare thing. It seems like not a lot of days you go to a venue and you're their employee, but Billy Bob's, it's like, thank you so much for being here. What can we do for you?
I was literally on the phone with Billy Minnick 10 minutes ago, telling him that I was about to be on your radio station
Mhm.
talking about the show. And it's odd to me that after well, first of all, Billy was old when I got there the first time. He's gonna love me saying this.
Right.
But he was like, "I'm gonna come out and see you play," and anyway, my appreciation for Pam and Billy, and for what they've done, not only for Billy Bob's but the Stockyards, is immense. I mean, they're totally committed. They're all in, all the chips,
Mhm.
every hand, and so anyway, yeah, knowing them and knowing that they have changed my life.
Yeah.
They changed my life. They took me from the back seat to the driver's seat as far as music is concerned in the
Mhm.
world of Texas music. I said music and music. I'm sorry.
It's
Anyway, but they put me in the driver's seat for a little while, and then I got to kind of figure myself out, and that made a difference.
It's always been a place where you got on that Billy Bob stage, you felt like you have made it. Like,
No
here I
doubt.
am, I've arrived.
No doubt, man. The first time I ever set foot in there was to see Willie Nelson, and I shook
Wow.
his hand that night. I was in college. I wasn't 20 nothing years old. I shook Willie's hand, and my girlfriend got her her ID signed by him off the
Wow.
stage. He was standing there signing autographs. Then I saw Chris Ledoux there, and I got to be friends with him and his
Yeah.
sons. And you know, the things that happened to me. The first time I ever sang with Jerry Jeff Walker was on that stage. I mean,
Man, those are some
thing
moments,
that
Pat.
thing, and I'm name dropping, and I'm sorry.
No, please do. We like these
I
stories.
apologize for all that, but those were that's kind of the, it's like a funnel, right? I mean, sooner or later, all the good stuff that comes down, spits out the other end, and I don't know. I got to be the guy that, I don't know, sing songs about Texas and carry on and wave on wave, and I don't know, been doing it for a long time, and I have to look back at Billy Bob's and go, that's a huge part of how it happened.
You named some of these big songs of yours. These songs were songs that inspired other artists to do this. Look,
Those poor people.
yeah, I was gonna say, what do you tell an up and coming songwriter now? Like, how do you make it?
I'll say the same thing that Radney Foster from Del Rio, Texas, said to me. We wrote
1959.
we wrote. Yeah, we wrote 3 days together,
Mhm.
amongst others, and I've recorded a lot of his songs. But Radney always told me, write the truth, and everything else it's gravy.
Yeah.
If you tell a true story, if you tell whatever it is that you're feeling, you're not going to make a mistake.
Right.
But you do have to have good melody
Well, yeah,
and
there's
good
that.
musicians.
A good band. Yeah.
You have to have all the other stuff too. But it really starts at telling a true story. And 3 days was a great true story.
Oh man.
For instance, I mean, it's coming home from Ohio and drove through Nashville, and I was tired, and I said, "Can I sleep at your house?" And he goes, "Yeah." Had this song idea, and we wrote that song.
Wow.
And I took a long nap
About 3 days.
about that.
But that's the thing. It like even if I'm not a musician, I can still relate to that song because it's taking advantage of every single moment that's given to you.
That's really what it was.
Yeah.
I knew that when I was getting home from that long road trip that I was going to be there in Austin with my wife Corey. Well, she wasn't my wife yet, but I knew that I was going to have 3 days of no singing, I didn't have to be the guy. All I had to do was be the husband, or actually fiance, if you want to know the truth. But I didn't have to do anything, and I don't know. We lived through a lot of years of that, of this long distance relationship. But I look at it now, and she's been with me through thick and thin, and I wouldn't trade those years. I mean, I loved those years. I missed her a lot. I missed the kids a lot. But I don't know, now I feel like kind of it was all worth it.
Right. So, the kids, do they know who Pat Green is, and
I
like
think they
what
do
an
now.
influence, or yeah, it's like I guess when they're teens, they don't care about anything, especially what their dad
No,
does.
it wasn't. Yeah, for a long time it didn't matter. I mean, I was actually my nickname at home was Baconist, Makinist, Chocolate Chick Pancake King. It's hard to say that. But anyway, so that's what I love to be. But now, yeah, they know, and like I always say, it man, this job comes with a lot of hair on it,
Yeah.
right? A lot of scrutiny, a lot of people saying, hey, good and bad, a lot of people judging,
Oh yeah.
haters and whatnot. But whatever, dude. My job is to make people smile, and I think I've done a hell of a job of it. But yeah, what a thing it is to have family involved with your life. I mean, I write about those people. I think that's cool.
That is very cool. Speaking of cool, I saw a picture on your Facebook the other day. You were sitting in a studio behind a big board. What are we doing?
Yeah, we cut a couple new tracks,
Nice.
a couple more to go. These days putting out a full, the record like we used to do, or CD like we used to do. It's kind of, it's gone the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
And honestly, only people that are
gonna say,
my
how many
age
people
would
know the
understand
dodo
Gone the
bird?
Way of the Dodo. Yeah. But so, putting out 4 or 5 songs. We've also re-recorded some of my older songs.
Really?
Yeah, just kind
Cool.
of on a greatest hits, meets up with newer songs, and we're gonna start putting those out this year. And
Mhm.
man, it's been a wonderful couple years getting back off of COVID, and it's magic to survive for all of us.
Yeah.
Not just bands, not just entertainment. I mean, all of us, everybody that you see walking around on the streets, driving down the road in a traffic jam, all of us survived COVID. And so now it's our job, I think, all of our jobs, to take that responsibility and make life an amazing place to be again.
Mhm. Mhm. How was COVID for you?
I was, it didn't destroy me. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
But of course, if you're playing the public, and you can't be in the
Yeah.
public. So it was a zero, for a year and a half. We didn't have
Oh.
anything, but we made the best of it.
Mhm.
We tried our best, and none of the guys in the band left. None of the guys in the crew left.
That's great.
We were just so connected during that time. Don't get me wrong. I went through some really sorry.
We all did.
Oh man, some
Yeah.
dark places. I
Yeah.
traveled down some paths I hadn't been through in a long time, and but I'll say this: that's the nature. That's human nature.
Yeah.
Is that if you don't find happiness, happiness won't find you.
Yep.
If you seek it, it will find you. Happiness is looking for you the same way you're looking for it.
Absolutely. You found that happiness.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. I
Back.
can see it on your
I'm all
face,
back.
man. It's great.
I'm back.
Speaking of happy, you like me, a huge Texas Ranger fan.
Oh my God.
My God, like I'll be honest, man. That final pitch, I was like tearing up finally because we were so close, in
dude.
2011.
Jumping up and down.
Yeah, how was it for you? Did you just
Broke
go
my
nuts?
TV. Yeah. No. 1997, before Billy Bob's thing, I did the national anthem. I think it was October or something. I don't know what it was.
Wow.
But anyway, long story short, I got to sing the national anthem. It's the only time I've ever sang the national anthem without screwing it up.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a lot of pressure.
And I'm
man.
looking up on the jumbotron, and you can see my eye twitching because I'm so nervous. I'm not kidding. It was going wiggle, wiggle.
Oh wow.
Oh, say, can you wiggle, wiggle,
And you
wiggle?
could see it.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm like, I can't see, right? Anyway, so then after that, immediately after, Chuck Morgan and all the guys down there started using "I Like Texas," a song that I wrote
Mm-hmm.
years before that, as the hey, if we win at home, we're gonna play this song.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy to me to listen to it because I was like 22, 23 when I recorded it, and so my voice sounds really,
Yeah.
really high. I like Texas, ain't it funny here? And then I'm like, oh God, can't we give you a new recording of that? I could sing it now. It would sound
Yeah,
more
can I do it
accurate.
over?
But no, but anyway, so yeah, Chuck Morgan has been a great friend to me and my band for a very long time. And,
Mm-hmm.
I was there, when we were at back-to-back World Series with Washington, and just that was a great time too.
It was.
I was there in St. Louis.
Oh.
I was there.
Oh.
Man.
Heartbreak.
I mean, I'd never been that heartbroken before in my
Right.
life. But I didn't get to be at the game when we finally won. But my heart, like yours, exploded. And yeah.
I got to be there for game one, where Seager hits a home run.
Oh
and then
wow!
Adolis
Wow!
hits
Yeah,
the home
I
run
went to
win.
a bunch of the games on the Houston series, but I didn't get to go to the.
But that was a moment like I'd never been in a stadium that loud before, like to the point where it hurt, but it felt good because it hurt so loud. And then "I Like Texas" cranks up. It's like, this is a moment for all of Texas, man. It was
Yeah.
Pat. It was quite the moment, and you technically were there.
What a trip it is to be involved with.
Right.
I mean, like my dad took me to see the Rangers back in the like old days.
The
way
old stadium?
before the
Yeah.
ballpark at the
Yeah,
stadium,
yeah.
right across from Six Flags, and we were sitting on down in the bleachers down the third base line, and Steve Buechele hit a home run, and it nearly killed my dad. But well, I mean, it didn't nearly kill him. I shouldn't say that. It it missed him by just a skosh. But anyway, you know, those were the Steve Buechele days, and Charlie Huff, and I mean, you know,
Charlie Huff be smoking in the dugout.
I mean,
It's like
right,
the
right,
Greatest
and,
thing ever.
you know, Juan Gonzalez, Franco, all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Those were my introduction days to this franchise, and I've gotten to know a couple of the guys that are the higher ups, and I don't want to sit here and name drop them either, but I've had a fun time
That's
being associated with the Rangers
Yep.
because they've been so kind to me, and so yeah. Anyway,
Saturday night, Billy Bob's.
Billy
Texas.
Bob's. We
Yeah,
forgot to
yeah.
talk about that.
Go back to Billy Bob. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. It really is. I'm excited. How do
Yeah,
you,
I'm jazzed. It's our first show back since the new year. Actually, I take it back. We played one time in Oklahoma City, but it's our first big show back here in the state. I'm jazzed. I'm always jazzed about Billy Bob's. It's
Yeah.
always my favorite place to play, and I love that it's about 15 minutes from my house.
Right, yeah, you get to sleep in your own bed, which is really nice
Right.
for an artist.
Right.
Well, looking forward to that show, man. Thank you so much for coming and chatting with us. It's always a pleasure.
Well, thanks for having me on the air. I don't deserve this honor, but
Saturday night, Fort Worth, Texas. Billy
Can't
Bob's,
beat it,
Pat
man.
Green, man. That's like the Texas trifecta right there, buddy.
yeah, no, and
It really
and you
is.
know, just come on over after the stock show and rodeo.
Right, absolutely. Thank you, Pat.
God bless.
Good job, ma'am.
Right on.
Oh God, no. Here, I'll take.